Every small town has a house people cross the street to avoid. A house where the curtains never move, but you could swear something is watching from behind them. This is the story of Alex Mercer, a 24-year-old grad student in American history who thought he was just visiting a friend for a weekend festival. He had no idea he was walking straight into a nightmare 200 years in the making. What you are about to hear is a story that ends in survival. But survival sometimes carries its own kind of horror. Alex Mercer lived inside his own head. Coffee, old books, late-night reading, that was his world. His campus apartment smelled of old pages and faint coffee. The streets outside were quiet at this hour, and he felt unready.
Come spend the festival weekend with my family. You'll love it.
He almost said no. Almost. The message had a small exclamation mark. Something about it felt urgent, curious, almost insistent.
Why does she want me there so suddenly? Maybe it's fine. Just a weekend, just a visit.
He packed lightly. Just a backpack, laptop, notebook. 3 books he'd been meaning to finish. The drive to Harrow's Hollow was long. The highway stretched in gray ribbons under the October sky. The wind pressed against the car windows. Alex noticed the trees lining the road. Bare, skeletal, twisting as if they were reaching for him.
Everything looks so quiet, too quiet. Even the townspeople are gone by the time I reach here.
Harrow's Hollow was a town of fewer than 900 souls. Old storefronts sagged like tired bones. The water tower gleamed rusted red in the fading sun. Narrow streets wound between brick and timber houses. And at the end of Hollow Road, behind an iron fence draped in dead ivy, stood the Roy House. 3 stories of crumbling Victorian brick, shuttered windows like closed eyes. The porch sagged in the middle. The yard was immaculate, too immaculate, like someone tended it obsessively while letting the house itself rot.
It looks like a place where something went wrong a long time ago and nobody ever fixed it.
Emily appeared at the gate. Her smile was warm, too warm. Her eyes a little too bright.
I'm so glad you came.
Wouldn't miss it.
As he hugged her, Alex felt her grip linger just a fraction too long. Tight, urgent, like someone holding a railing at the edge of a cliff. He should have paid attention to that pause, that tiny hesitation before she said beautiful. He did not. The moment Alex stepped inside the Roy house, the air changed. It was warmer than it should have been, thick, heavy, like the house itself was breathing, and he had stepped inside its lungs. There were no electric lights, only candles, dozens of them, on shelves, on tables, on the stairs. Their flames trembled, casting shadows that didn't always move the way shadows should.
Why so many candles? Is the power out? Or is this on purpose?
The walls were covered in photographs, old photographs, black and white, sepia-toned, families staring straight into the camera with expressions that were neither happy nor sad, just expectant. Alex felt the uncomfortable certainty that these people were watching him walk past. Dinner was already waiting. Plates gently placed, chairs scraping floor. The dining table was long, too long for just 5 people. At the far end sat Grandpa Roy, wrapped in a thick quilt despite the warmth. He didn't move, didn't speak, didn't blink. Mr. Roy stood as Alex entered, tall, Leanne, silver hair neatly combed back. His movements were careful, precise, like a man who never wasted motion.
We've been looking forward to your visit. Emily speaks of you often.
She does. Oh, she never mentioned that to me.
Mr. Roy smiled. It didn't quite reach his eyes. Mrs. Roy drifted around the room. She carried a candle, then a cloth, then a small clay dish filled with something dark and sticky. She never spoke. but her eyes followed Alex wherever he moved. Alex, thinking, disturbed.
Why is she looking at me like that? Not curious, not suspicious, light reverence.
Alex sat. The chair felt colder than the others. Grandpa Roy did not eat. His plate remained untouched. His hands rested on the arms of the chair, fingers curled slightly inward. His lips moved. Not speaking, mouthing something, again and again.
Is he saying my name? Why does it look like he's saying my name?
The back door opened. Uncle Roy entered without knocking. He walked straight across the room, pulled out the chair beside Alex, sat down.
You remind me of the one from 1987. Same eyes.
Then he reached for the bread and said nothing else.
What happened in 1987? Why does nobody react when he says that?
Alex looked at Emily. She was staring at her plate. Something brushed against Alex's ankle. A black cat emerged from beneath the table. Its fur was thick, too thick. It wrapped itself around Alex's legs. Its body was ice cold.
Hey there.
He reached down to pet it. 3 seconds. Then the cat hissed. Not loud, not aggressive, a warning, and then it vanished.
Don't mind the cat. It just needs to get used to you.
Why does it feel like everything in this house is getting used to me?
Dinner continued. Forks scraped plates. Candles flickered. No one spoke. And Alex realized something that made his stomach tighten. No one had asked when he planned to leave. Dinner ended without anyone saying it was over. No laughter, no polite conversation, just the quiet scrape of plates and the soft crackle of candles. Mr. Roy stood up first. He placed one hand on the back of his chair. Then he looked directly at Alex.
I'd like to show you the most important part of the house.
It didn't sound like an invitation. It didn't sound like a suggestion. It sounded like a decision that had already been made.
If I say no, will that matter, or will I just look foolish?
They stopped in front of a door at the far end of the hallway. The wood was dark, worn smooth by time, as if it had been opened and closed for the same purpose, again and again. The moment Alex stepped inside, his breath caught in his throat. The room had no windows, none at all, only a wide circle of thick pillar candles arranged on the floor. The light was orange, unsteady. Shadows climbed the walls, then slid back down, and sometimes they moved just a little too late.
Do shadows hesitate?
The smell in the room was different from the rest of the house. There was incense, yes, but beneath it, something older, something mineral, like wet stone, like iron, like earth that had been turned too many times.
What happens in here?
Mr. Roy didn't answer. He simply stepped aside. And that's when Alex saw it. At the center of the room, on a low platform draped in black cloth, stood the statue. At the center of the room, on a low platform draped in black cloth, stood the statue, about 4 feet tall, carved from dark stone Alex didn't recognize. Humanoid, but wrong. The arms were just a little too long, the head just a little too wide, the body draped in something that might have been robes, or might have been something else entirely. At its feet lay offerings, small bowls, dried flowers, tiny carved figures, and locks of human hair, bound with red thread.
Oh God!
But the worst part was the face. It wasn't angry, it wasn't cruel, it was calm, almost peaceful. And the eyes were carved deep into the stone. Candlelight pooled inside them and reflected back. Alex took one step to the right. The eyes followed. One step to the left. The eyes followed again.
No, that's not possible. Stone doesn't do that. Stone can't do that, can it?
Beautiful, isn't it?
Alex jumped. He hadn't realized Mr. Roy had moved so close.
This piece has been in our family for over 200 years. Our ancestors commissioned it. Some things require sacrifice to maintain.
He said the word sacrifice the way other people say tradition, casually, without emotion.
He's not joking. He's not testing me. He believes this.
Alex took a step backward. The eyes tracked him. That was the moment Alex understood something fundamental. This house wasn't haunted, it wasn't cursed. It was maintained. They didn't give Alex time to think. The candles were already lit when he was led back into the parlor. More candles than before. The air felt thicker, hotter, like the room had been sealed for a long time, waiting. Emily stood near the doorway. Her hands were clenched. Her eyes wouldn't meet his.
Emily, what is this? Please just tell me.
She opened her mouth, then closed it. Mr. Roy placed a small glass in front of Alex. The liquid inside was dark, not quite black, not quite red.
We thought you might be thirsty.
Alex thinking, panicked.
Don't drink it. Whatever you do, don't drink it. I'm actually a little tired. I think I'll just head to bed.
It will help you sleep.
Her voice sounded like a lullaby. That scared him more than shouting would have. The chanting grew louder.
I know you're frightened. Alex. Fear is natural, but this is older than fear. Our family made a covenant 200 years ago, a promise, in exchange for protection, for prosperity, for survival.
He gestured toward the statue.
Every generation, the covenant is renewed. The idol does not accept blood of its own. It requires someone from outside, someone exceptional.
You can't do this. This is insane.
We have always done this.
Emily, did you know? Was any of this real?
Emily finally looked at him. Her eyes were wet.
I didn't know at first, I swear. By the time I understood, it was already too late.
Hands grabbed Alex's arms. Rough. Practiced.
No, stop.
They bound his wrists. The rope burned against his skin. The statue's eyes glinted. Then... the black cat launched itself from the shadows. Alex! Claws raked across Alex's face. The rope loosened just enough. He kicked. He fell. He ran. Red and blue lights cut through the windows. The chanting stopped instantly.
Police! Drop everything. Now!
Hands cut the remaining rope. Alex collapsed. In the ambulance, shaking, bleeding alive, he learned the truth. Emily had run 2 hours earlier. She drove to the nearest gas station. She called 911. She never went back. As the ambulance pulled away from Hollow Road, Alex looked back. The house stood dark, silent, empty. The iron gate swung slowly in the wind, and there, sitting perfectly still on the fence post, was the black cat. Its eyes caught the moonlight. They glinted, the same way the statue's eyes had glinted. The cat did not blink. Alex watched until the road curved, and the house disappeared. Something had survived, something old, patient, waiting.